Everyone, welcome. My name is David Pietsch, and over the next few minutes I'm going to walk you through how to get people started in World Ventures. You know, my experience has been it's a whole lot easier to go fast than it is to go slow. So what we want you to do, if you get somebody signed up, we want you to help that person score in 24. That means we want you to help that person get somebody signed up on their team in the first 24 hours. And what we want you to do is we want you to help that person think of people that they can get into the business that would be the easy ones. You know, and so what I say a lot of times, if I sign somebody up, I might say, you know, hey Logan, you know, if you left here right now and you walked out to your car and you had 4 flat tires and you had 1% on your phone and you didn't have any money on you, who would you call for help? And so they're going to think of a person that would help them when they got the flat tire scenario, and we want that person, we want our new rep to put that person's name #1 on the list. Then I'd say, okay, you know, I want you to think, Logan, jog your memory of people that you would think that if they're in that same circumstance around here, who would call you? And I want them to write down the names of maybe 5 or 6 other people that are flat tire people. People that would call you if they were in a jam. Because see, what we want you to do is we want you to get the easy ones. We want you to go out there and get the information in front of the person that's most likely to sign up. You know, and look, it's all really based on trust. You know, you trust some people and there's some people that trust you, and if you take World Ventures to those people with your name tied to this company, it's much more likely they're going to get involved just because you say it's a good thing. So what we want you to do is help people get started using their next 10 list, and what we want you to do is help them think of their flat tire people that they can get in front of in the first 24 hours. So really, the goal right off the bat is to score in 24. Now, the next step is this. Before you expose people, what we want you to do is we want you to pick up the phone, or maybe just send your friend Logan a text. And you can just say something like this. Just go, hey Logan, do you have 5 minutes right now to talk? And if Logan says, yeah I do, what I want you to do is I want you to pick up the phone and I want you to call Logan and I want you to say, I want you to use the 3-step setup. You know, I want you to use the why and make yourself vulnerable when you go through your why. And I want you to let this person know that you are all in, and I want you to let them know that you don't care whether they do it or not. So there's another video on this app you can get out there and watch, but go through your why, make yourself vulnerable, let them know you're all in, and let them know that you don't care. Okay? The key to this whole thing is this. We want to be in control of when people are actually watching these videos. So I believe that if you make a phone call and set up the video, you know, so you can text first and say, hey, do you have 5 minutes now? And they go, yes. So then you pick up the phone and you call them and you just let them know why you're doing it, let them know that you're all in, and let them know that you don't care whether they're going to do this or not. And just say, is it okay if I send you a 14-minute video to watch? And if they say yes, then what you're going to do is you're going to send them the link to the vacationsooner.com video. And what you're going to do during that 14-minute period of time is you're going to take your top 10 list and you're going to take that person's name that you're recruiting and you're going to put it #1 on your list. And what I want you to do is I want you to write down the names of the next 9 people that you're going to expose. What I want you to do is take a picture of this on your phone. So 14 minutes later, right when that video is done, right when you know that it's done, I want you to send this picture to the person who's watching the video. Because what I want you to do is I want you to use this document to help sign this person up. So 14 minutes later, you're going to call back and you're going to go, Logan, now you can see why I asked you to watch that video. That's rock and roll, isn't it? Hey, listen, I just sent you a picture of a document, and I want you to pull that thing up on your phone. I want you to look at this thing while I'm talking to you. Put it on speaker, and I want you just to look at that document while I'm talking to you. And what I want you to do is I want you to go through how this works. I want you to say, you know, let's say that I'm recruiting Eric, like what's on my list. Okay, I've got Eric #1 on my list, and I'm recruiting Eric, so I'm going to go, Eric, look, here's the deal. Eric, you're the next person, you're the first person I'm showing this to today, and this is the next best spot on my team. I'm offering it to you right now. I'm going to show these 9 other people in the next 24 to 48 hours. You know, #2 on my list is Tommy Erickson. He's the quarterback at the University of Minnesota. This guy knows just a ton of people. I mean, obviously if I got him in, he could get other football players in, he could get basketball players, he could get cheerleaders, he could get people at the University of Wisconsin, at Purdue, at Notre Dame. That would be a huge score if he got started with us. #3 is Jennifer White. Jennifer's a personal trainer at the gym that I go to. She knows tons of people. She's got a great personality. If I got her in, that would be rock and roll. #4 is Bobby Smith. You know, Bobby's my dentist, and I've known him for a long time, and you know, this may or may not be for him, but I'm going to show him, and any one of these people, if they were to get in, it could be phenomenal. And so look, if I offer you that spot and you take it, anybody who happens to sign up on my list here, and there's no guarantee that anybody will, but if anybody does, I would place them underneath you on your team, and everything they do will benefit you financially. Are you ready to get started? So guys, I want you to think about it. I'm going to go through that again just so you can get the flow of what's going on here. Text them the picture so when the video is done, they can pull it up. I want you to have that person, your prospect, number one on the list. The key to using this document is you have to have a new sheet for every single person that you're recruiting. New sheet for every person you're recruiting, and they got to be number one on the list. So I'm recruiting Eric. Eric's the first person on my list. I go, Eric, as you can see, you're the first person I'm showing. I'm offering you the next best spot on my team. And just let them know it's the top spot on the right. I'm going to go show these 9 people in the next 24 to 48 hours. The key here, the reason we want you to write down the other 9 names is we want you to be able to edify a few people that are on that list. Now what does that mean? That simply means to build up. Just pull out a handful of them, 2 or 3, maybe 4 at the most, and just let them know that, tell them some background about these people. Build these people up and let them know, hey man, you'd want to get in before these people, because these people, if they would get in, they might do some big things here. So don't promise, don't overpromise, don't guarantee people they're going to get people placed underneath them, but just the way that our compensation plan is designed is really truly, if you get in before these people, I will place these people underneath you. And it's rock and roll, and it works. So when the video's done, when you make the phone call, you say a positive phrase. This is a phrase that I always say, now you can see why. See, now you can see why is a very powerful phrase. You can say, now you can see why I'm so excited about this when I called you. Now you can see why I've been calling you and calling you and calling you. Or if you're doing a live presentation and you met somebody at Starbucks, you could say, now you can see why I invited you to come down here and see this. Or if you invited them to a travel party, you could say, now you can see why I invited you to come over here and check this thing out. Or maybe you flew to Salt Lake City to see somebody, and you can say, now you can see why I flew all the way out here just to show this to you. Okay? Now you can see why is the phrase that I use right when the presentation is over, whether it's a video, whether it's at a travel party, whether it's at a live exposure, a 2-on-1, or a live event, whatever it might be. I always turn to my guest and I say, now you can see why, ... Okay? So guys, this document is just pure gold. At the end of the day, have dozens of these documents printed off. Every single time you're recruiting somebody, please have that person's name be number one on the list. Take the time to write down the names of 9 other people and just let them know, hey, you're the first person on the list. This is the spot that I'm offering you. Build up some of these people on here. If any of these people happen to sign up, I would place them underneath you on your team. And guys, here's the reality. If they don't happen to sign up on the spot, it's no big deal. What you want to do is you want to link them to the next exchange of information. So what I do, for example, if somebody says, I got to talk to my spouse, what I do is I use those little vacation sooner tearaway sheets with just a quick summary of how World Ventures works. I just send that home with them, and I'll just say, hey look, just show this to your wife. There's a number she can call in the upper right hand corner and learn a little bit about World Ventures. But what I want you to do is let's set a time to get together with that wife of yours tomorrow. Maybe I can come over after work, or maybe you can just invite the husband and wife to come to a meeting that's going on tomorrow night, or maybe on Sunday night. The key is this: if it's a no, what we want you to do is just invite them anyway to another exchange of information. Maybe it's a regional training event, or a Super Saturday, or simply a conference call, or set up another date just to get back together with that person. Because you need to understand, for me, the guy that got me kept calling me and calling me and calling me over an 18-month period of time, and I kept saying no. But guys, I got to tell you, there is a ton of money in follow-up, because he followed up with me. He's now got tens of thousands of people on his team. So the reality is this. Step 1 is flat tire people. Step 2 is let's do the 3-step setup before we expose people. Whether it's a live exposure or whether it's a long distance exposure that we're going to have to use the internet for, what you have to do is you have to set it up using that 3-step setup. It is crucial. It could almost be part of the invite. It could just be the invite. Why you're doing it, you're all in, and it might not be for them, but it's worth looking at the video for 14 minutes. When the video's over, now you can see why. You've got your timing and placement document in their hand. If you're doing a live exposure, it's just super easy. Just turn right over to them, pull the document out, and just show them. If it's long distance, you have to text it to them, and then explain to them, edify some of the other people that are on that list, and let them know, if you get in now, I will commit to you that I will place these people underneath you on your team, and you'll benefit from these people. And if it's not ready to get started at this moment, it's no problem. We don't cause friction. We're nice, we're likable, we're agreeable, we're not pressing too hard, we're not desperate. We just invite them to take another look. We set a date. so they can come take another look somewhere down the road. What do we have to lose by asking them to come take another look? So guys, I hope this helps. This has worked for me. This has worked for tens of thousands of people on our team across the country and across the world. So guys, I appreciate your time, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the beaches of the world. Rock and roll.